Where we're from is not where we're going. Our minds are complex labyrinths. When we speak and hear others, we address the child, the adolescent, and the adult in an individual, right? This is why when we have certain conversations with people, we hear certain things and we're just like, you're not sounding like an adult right now. A little, that was a little petty, that was a little childish. And we all get into that mode because sometimes those situations, they may call for it depending on who you are and what you're doing. Clarity must never be taken for criticism here. Even when we seek a place to vent or find solutions, right? But I'm going to ask for you to put the social contract down for a moment. Catching ourselves in any situation, it has to begin with vigilance. From where our emotional ties come from where our mental focus may hone in. And then it'll expand outward and so forth. Every single word spoken, every action taken, of course, expands beyond consequences, beyond people, our environments. I don't like vigilance only being reduced to being alert. I always felt like that was limiting, right? It's always seen as sitting on the border of anticipating something negative. But by definition, it's treated as passive, a neutral action, something that you bodily do on a daily basis. A simple example, but something we deal with every year, all of us. It's that feeling you get on your birthday where everyone seems a little nonchalant, but by the end of the day, you're walking into something. You know it's a special day, but you still have that prickly, antsy. You're not pushed into a section where you're completely in total discomfort, but you're not exactly in a clear head. Everything everyone says becomes a Morse code almost. Oh, they did mention my favorite restaurant I like to go to. You know what? They did bring up that favorite gift that I've been wanting, that I've been eyeballing. They did ask me what color I wanted it a few days ago, even though we had that argument. Are they still gonna get it? Like, it's just that thing that sits in the back of your mind. You can't settle until the buildup. Like, you see how you remain engaged in that memory. You're locked into those moments of limbo, the rubber band pulling tension, just sitting in that vibe until the outcome arrives or risk is taken. You put on that blindfold. Someone else is driving and you don't really know where you're going because they're taking all these crazy turns, or they may have just given you a location to follow and you just go. That yummy retention slowly fading or hitting a crescendo based on the outcome of your memory. You've just heard all three parts of you respond: the child, the adult, and the adolescent simultaneously. You may have just had separate memories. Whatever we exert is the impulse we have to capture and what will be captured by others. The power that we need to grasp in vigilance is the foundation that it reminds you that you have a future to look forward to. That change is inevitable, so you'll always have something to look out for. And you should be prepared for that within the best of your ability. And some things, some things change, and yeah, you really won't be prepared for it. And it's not such a terrible thing. And the way we exert that is that we trust our first mind a little bit more often. Where you think you have to save everything, do everything. Like if you don't do something, or if you fail, the world is going to suddenly stop, or everything's just going to collapse. The great news is the world's just going to keep going. If it's going to burn, then hey, you're not big enough to put out all the flames, and that's a good thing. A lot of us suffer from parentification. We were forced into a position of becoming adults and falling into a trap of fixing things that we were never prepared for or equipped to handle. Burned out from carrying weight that was never ours to bear. From people old enough to confront their issues, but refuse to seek help. Or think it's some bargaining chip to leverage their way in a relationship. And how you choose to handle their interactions, your interactions with them, it's solely up to you, right? It's a lot easier said than done. But I'm just here to encourage you to do the best that you can do. And if that means you have to do and make that hard decision, I'm going to encourage you to stand on your 10 toes and make it. Because the number one thing we're going to have to watch is our own future. The number one thing we should be vigilant about is the steps we leave behind. where we're from